Honourable Susan Carter.
Mr Deputy President, let me begin with an acknowledgement of the tremendous work done by the Sheriff's officers in the summer 2019-2020 bushfires. As the Honourable Member for Prospect noted in his second reading speech in October last year, the Office of the Sheriff assisted the New South Wales Fire Service at that time by providing over 80 staff and completing over 120 separate deployments across New South Wales, across a variety of areas. The member also praised the Office of the Sheriff for its agility, moving from its regular operations to providing 24-hour emergency support to the people of New South Wales. This should be acknowledged and commended. And we welcome those provisions of this bill which work towards the streamlining of arrangements so that all New South Wales services are able to cooperate in an emergency. I must, however, also note that this streamlining should not extend to a blurring of roles between separate services which have distinct functions within our society. We are happy to support those provisions of the bill which will empower the Sheriff's Office to enter into arrangements with other agencies and assist them during emergencies such as the aforesaid bushfires. The approval of the Secretary is required for these arrangements, which is an appropriate management and oversight mechanism. To support officers while engaged in these functions, the bill provides that while Sheriff's officers are engaged in lawful functions under any Act, they will be protected from liability. This too is an important safeguard for situations which can often arise during emergencies where an officer is performing duties outside of their regular scope of employment. The remainder of the bill is concerned with the more usual operations of the Office of the Sheriff and the functions of the officers of the Sheriff. Insofar as these provisions of the bill speak to the streamlining of the officers' functions and build on the effectiveness of their work, we are happy to support them. The first of these establishes in the Sheriff Act 2005 the rank structure or system of leadership adhered to by Sheriff's officers. It provides that the Sheriff may recommend the issuing of a commission by the Governor to a Sheriff's officer in recognition of the seniority of that officer. The purpose of this amendment is to allow the Sheriff to recognise the achievements of senior officers and their operational role, experience, knowledge and training. It is important that such officers receive recognition and that the Sheriff is able to make best use of the experience and knowledge of senior officers. I'm happy to support this provision, although I must also ask the Government what the cost of establishing the rank structure will be. It is, after all, important that the state be able to account for and anticipate all spending. The bill clarifies the role of the Sheriff's officers as being responsible for the security of courthouses and judicial officers, as well as all those in the court precinct, including witnesses and members of the legal profession. This is uncontroversial, and we agree with the Government in proposing this provision. However, there is one aspect of this bill which we do not support. While clarifying the security function of the Sheriff's officers, the bill also introduces a formal protective security function for these officers, and crucially, it extends these functions beyond court premises. This provision is both unnecessary and unwelcome. In the first place, protective security functions are already performed by the police under the Police Act 1990, so it is unnecessary to expand this function to the Sheriff's officers. In the second place, the role of the Sheriff is clearly defined as being responsible for the court and judicial officers. It is unwelcome mission creep for this protective role to extend to judicial officers no matter where they are within the state of New South Wales. If there is concern for the security of a judicial officer, it is more appropriate that police provide protection and more effective, given that they have the resources, intelligence, experience and relevant training and the geographical spread to be able to respond quickly. The Coalition is committed to the secure operation of the courts and the administration of justice, but we do not support the blurring of responsibilities. We support much of this bill, but believe that this final provision requires amendment, and so I will be moving amendments accordingly to limit the protective role of the Sheriff's officers to the court precinct itself.